Hello. Hi, Sasha.
Andrea, did I say your name right?
Yeah, yeah,
Perfect.
perfect.
Thank you.
Did I
Thanks.
say you?
Yeah, no, you said my name perfect. Mm. I seem to thanks for your welcome message there the other day in the Slack.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it's my first time
Congrats again.
ever being selected to do something on the for the CDF. Yeah. I'm really looking forward to it. Apparently, I just asked Tracy what I'm actually doing. I didn't actually know. But apparently I
Right.
must help with um, feedback from all the open source projects to the board. Is that right? That's kind of what she told me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You are kind of
That's a
yeah,
really
maintain.
cool it's a really cool thing to do. Ah, it's a really nice role.
Yeah, it is. I mean, um, it's important for the governing board to, have like representative of the projects and maintainers
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
board,
yeah,
bringing feedback
yeah,
from the projects there directly. So
yeah. I think you've got the hardest job there. I think you've got to hurdle the cats. I don't know what's harder, herding cats or humans.
Hey
Hi,
everybody.
Steve. Hi,
Hey,
Ben.
Hello, hello.
hello Ben. I'm Sasha.
Okay, let me bring up the notes. Is that? No, that's the wrong thing I'm sharing. Yeah. Okay. Okay, can you see the meeting notes?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Just in case, I'll put a link chat. Hi, Tracy. Welcome.
Hey guys.
So, yeah, let's wait another minute to see if more of you are, sorry, more members are joining. In the meanwhile, feel free to sign yourself in on the agenda.
Hey Ben, it's nice to see you.
Yeah, nice to see you as well.
What am I? Am I just a other attendee?
Yes, you're another.
Am I another? Okay, thanks, Tracy.
Yes.
I don't mind being another. It's all good.
Hey, where's the doc? I thought it
It-
was in the meeting notes.
It's in the chat. That's where I got it.
Okay, well, I'll get it from the chat too then. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah.
It should be in
So
the meeting notes.
so it used to be in the invite, but so this is actually the first time we meet on the new schedule, and also
Oh,
the meeting
shit.
is now not managed, is not, I think, put directly into the CDF public calendar anymore. It's done for the LFX thing, which I'd never done it personally, but Michelle has done it for us. So I don't know. But yeah, there might be a way to get the link to the meeting agenda in the invite as well. So I will ask Michelle because I think it was handy to have it there. But I'm glad a few of us made it today to the meeting. Hopefully this time works generally for folks, and maybe next time we'll manage to get more attendees. But yeah, I would say it's 4 past, so let's get started. So welcome everyone to the TOC meeting. As I was saying, this is the first time we're attending meeting on this new time. In UTC, it's 5 p.m. So thanks for joining today. And yeah, we have a new attendee, Sasha. Thanks for joining. So yeah, we only have a couple of things that I had put on the agenda for today. But yeah, if you have more things that you would like to discuss, feel free to do so, to bring them up. So just briefly, project updates. This is just a kind of reminder from Roxanne. We are expecting project updates by March the 1st. So the process is the usual one with the PR. So please, project representative, create if you create the PR at least by March the 1st. Even if it's not merged, then we have the project updates to be presented here at the TOC, and then usually Roxanne also collects them and they get presented to the governing board and in a blog post as well. I guess for reference, I mean, this is in the TOC. Maybe I should just include link. Is that no? It's not the right link. This is the way it looks on GitHub, and so we have updates every quarter, and the next we didn't do Q4 2024, so we left Q1 2025. Now the next one coming up, and there is a template. I just put a link on the meeting notes. All right, and I wanted to just bring a quick update from Tecton. As you may know, Tecton has applied to the CNCF sometimes mid of last year. And finally, some movement started on that process. So the CNCF reviewer was assigned from the TOC, and they assigned some work, some self-assessment that needs to be done by the Tecton community, and the Tecton governing board is working on that. That's all. Any question from anyone on project updates or any update that anyone wanted to bring from projects?
So does it look like Tecton's going to get approved then, or are they just can't decide?
Well, I mean, this is just really starting.
Okay.
Basically, the way it works, there is a long queue of requests for incubation that is processed by the TAC, and Tecton was behind, like, I think 10 other projects.
Got
So
it.
over the months that we're getting to a point where at least someone has been assigned to it now. But they have a new process in place that requires to do like a security self-assessment, which is a document with a number of fields to be filled in, and also providing a number of adopters that are available for an interview from the TAC. And so the governing board now is working on collecting the adopters, representatives, and doing the self-assessment. And then I guess the actual process will start.
Got it. Okay. Just curious where it was in the process.
Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, one of the things that the project has been working on is like reducing the CI infra span as well, to try to make it more likely for the project to be accepted. But that's as far as I can tell in terms of likelihood.
Right.
Right. So then next to the SIG updates. Sorry to put you on the spot, Tracy. Do you have anything you would like to report on the CI/CD cybersecurity?
So we continue to have members come on board, which is pretty exciting. We had our first big meeting. There was about 18 people, I think, on the call. We elected Kate Scarcella as our chair. She is an ex chief security architect for IBM, has a lot of experience in security, not as much in DevOps, but that's okay because there's plenty of DevOps people that are attending the meetings. Let's see, I think I told you last time we did get a website stood up, so a website's out there. I have introduced it to the OpenSSF Security Tooling Working Group, and they're interested in, some of those folks over there are interested in getting involved, and in fact did sign up over the course of the last week. So I think it's moving along just fine, and I think it'll be an interesting group.
Thanks. Sorry, you said to which group within the OpenSSF?
They call it the Security Tooling Working Group.
Okay.
And that working group has brought in a lot of open source tools over the course of time.
Well, that's the group that was initially working on this kind of tool belt idea concept, right? Is that the same?
Yes, yes, the Sterling tool chain, yes.
Sterling tool chain, yeah. Not tool chain, yeah. Okay, thanks. Well, it sounds great. Sorry, the name of the chair. Yeah.
Oh, her name is Kate. Scarcella is spelled Scarella, I think.
That sounds right.
Looks Italian.
I think it is.
Okay.
Looks right.
Sorry, go ahead, Tracy.
So we should talk about best practices in ML ops.
Yeah.
I attended both of those, and there's nobody on those calls. I reached out to Terry about best practices, and I think I might have shared one of the emails with you, Andrea, but basically he sounded frustrated that more time, and they said they had gone to the board to see if they could get more people or some of the bigger companies to help update the documentation. I think we should archive it, but MLOps is in the same boat, and I think that we're at a point in time now that MLOps is probably a conversation we should be having. So I feel like maybe the MLOps we should put some focus on, and maybe retire the best practices. They made a lot of progress. They have a decent website, but it's not, it's not a novel by any chance. There's plenty of best practices books out there that probably do a better job. In fact, Garima Bajpai and Powell, who are on the CI/CD cybersecurity, just published a book called CI/CD Design Patterns, which is very interesting. So I'm not sure how beneficial that is, I guess is my point. And having it out there with nobody attending the meetings is just not good.
Yeah, I agree. I guess there are two separate conversations. One is the website itself, and the other one is the working group. From my perspective, I mean, on the website, I would say we need to decide whether it's still actual or not actual. We want to keep it there or not. On the working group, on the SIG itself, I mean, if no one is participating, I think as a TOC we have the power to say, which group actually exists and which doesn't. So if the group is not active and no one is participating, we can, I would, agree for archiving it. So not to have like meetings on the calendar where no one is attending. And then if we do succeed in, getting more community around it, contributors who wants to contribute to this and want to meet, there's no reason we cannot like unfreeze it and bring it back to life. But yeah, I think just having it lie in there but inactive is not a good practice. We shouldn't do that. So that would be my
That would
So
be
this is,
my.
let me just read to you what Terry, how he responded. He said, Fatih asked the SIG to work on reference architecture and to translate the best practices site to multiple language, which I think they have it in Spanish. Tara, which is Tara Hernandez, this will go way back, wrote the first half of the reference architecture and reported to the TOC that we needed contributors with her firsthand experience. There was also a call for translators. Subsequently, he was contacted by a board member who said that he was going to set up a meeting to propose a budget for promoting the SIG, but it never happened. In parallel, there was a TOC agreement that we should have each project group write up a reference example of how to implement best practices in their tooling, with one stream dedicated to how to this following CD events patterns. I don't remember that. The challenge for the SIG has always been to find contributors, which is the case for everybody. Once we lost the practitioners from Google and Netflix, it became harder to protect the resources from being diluted with misinformation. Since most end users were on the early part of the journey, we weren't able to recruit from the pool and needed to work on restoring input from successful practitioners. That needs to be aligned with the membership strategy for the foundation. So he never said he wanted to get rid of it. And he said MLOpsig is still active and was also going to be promoted, but wasn't. So I don't know what to do with either, you know, it's, I don't know. It sounds like he, you know, he was looking for help and he couldn't find it and stopped looking and got frustrated, and I don't blame him. It's hard to try to build a community around some of these things. I know, I work hard at doing it. So that's what he responded. And I said, so would you like us to close it? And he said, I have kept the slot open so that if we have somewhere to assemble in the event, we can get new contributors. I suggest we need to put together a marketing plan to attract further contributors. Both SIGs get significant external attention. I don't know if that's true. So we need to be seen to be completing this outstanding work in order to maintain credibility with the foundation. So that was his response to me when I reached out.
That's
Yes.
another thing. I mean, that's another option to, you know, do some outreach and try to get people, you know, involved and contributing to this. I don't know. What
Is there a third option? Can we suspend it instead of archiving it? So if anybody wanted to start it up again, they could. But the meetings are taken off the calendar, so nobody shows up to a meeting that's empty.
Well, from my perspective, I would say yes. I don't think that would be different from archiving it. I mean, we can call it suspended. If it's better from like, yeah, if it gives like a more precise message, we can call it suspended. I don't think any of the archived groups that we have today, if someone wanted to say, well, actually we have a group that wants to discuss that, and, you know, we could bring them back to life.
What about this? What if we create a form off of the CDF website that people could fill out saying, if you're interested in MLOps or best practices, fill this form out and we'll contact you to provide information. That way we can kind of track if anybody is interested from, you know, and then that way we don't have people trying to find calendar invites and stuff like that and archived repos or whatever that can't be found. Just give a way, and that form would either go to Roxanne or to the TOC mailing list or something like that.
I think that it will be a problem because they don't really have any back end, like, I don't know what they're using on the back end to capture the data on those forms and have somebody respond to it. I don't know if Roxanne has the bandwidth to do that. They wouldn't touch the site because of funding, so it may be a challenge to do that.
Is a CDF a website in WordPress?
No, yes, it's in, I believe it is in WordPress.
The oh the CDF.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it is. Yes. The best practices though is I
In
think
Hugo, I think.
it's in Hugo, so using the same kind of doxy template that many open
We could
source projects have.
we could
And I
even do it off
copied
of
that.
that. We could even do it off of that. Just do a simple form on the best practices website saying if you're interested, and fill out the form, and that just emails the TOC. I don't think we're gonna get a lot of folks, but it would be a way to give a route for people that are interested, for us to reach back out to them.
Yeah, I see. I mean, I think we need. I mean, we need. I think people who wants to kind of lead this initiative forward and take kind of initiative and leadership, because I don't think with the group we have, and that you see we any of us as the bandwidth right now to go and drive this forward. But if we can look, I mean, if we can find contributors that are interested in driving this forward, I think it would be good. Definitely, I like the idea of CDF, like having best practices. I think it's a valuable thing to have if we can attract like good interesting opinions and best practices, and have them discussed in within the CDF. It's great. I mean, by all means, we can try send like a form, put it on the website, or send it to our. I think we have a relatively chunky distribution list. We could reach out to. And if we don't get a good response from that, we could say, well, let's freeze or suspend the group for now, and then if there is more interest in the future, we can bring it back up. I mean, there is some work within the CD events project that we are doing on like in the implementation working group, setting up some kind of reference architecture, if you will. So I guess when that bit of work gets to a certain level of maturity, we could consider bringing it back to kind of best practices. But it's too early for that.
We could also see if somebody else wants to take it on. It sounds like Terry's kind of done with it. I think he's put a lot of time into it. Maybe we can reach out and see if there's anybody who wants to take a leadership role. And we could ask, I guess we could ask Garima or Powell if they would want to do it. That's the only thing I can think to give it some new blood, somebody give it a fresh look and be excited about it again. I think Terry's done a ton of work, and I think he's sort of done working on it is the problem. But I don't think he wants to see his baby go away, and they've done a lot of good work there. There's a nice start to it.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. So do you want to I mean, anyone wants to try and reach out to Garima or other folks and see if they want to lead this group. Do we want to prepare kind of like a mission statement from the TOC or things that we would expect this group of doing? And to be honest, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. The ending life of these things is hard to do, but it's also hard to keep them alive.
Yeah, exactly. So I think As you said, I agree. We would need to get like new blood, new people who has interest in driving this.
So
And if we don't, I think we can do only as much from the TOC point of view. Sorry, Steve. Go ahead.
I think we should just try the low hanging fruit and just try an email blast or on the Slack channel or both, just to see if we can drum up any support and see what we get from there, and then revisit this in 2 weeks. So get that email out there. Just have them, any interested persons, just respond to the TOC emailing list. We can keep an eye on that, and then from there we can kind of see what response. If it's just crickets, then we can take the next step. I think that's just the easiest first step.
I mean, that works for me. I mean, what do you think? I mean, should we then follow up to the conversation you were having, Tracy, with Terry, and say, well, we propose to do this next step?
I think he probably would be okay with that. I think he would be happy if we're giving him any help at all.
Yeah, sure.
And maybe what we should be doing is maybe we should invite Terry on here to talk about those and what he thinks he'd like to do with it. Maybe that's another way to go.
That's a good idea. And we could do both. I mean, either way.
Well, I think instead of just replacing him in his leadership role, maybe we should ask him if he would like to be replaced and how he would like to move forward with it.
Mm-hmm.
That works.
Yeah, actually.
Yep.
Yeah, that
So
would
why don't
make
we
it
just
easier.
Yeah, let's just invite him to the next TOC meeting and tell him we want to have a chat about both best practices and ML ops.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. That sounds like a good way forward then.
I have to drop for another meeting, guys. So I'll talk to you
Thanks for
later.
joining, Steve. Yeah.
Yep.
Talk to you
Sorry.
later. Bye.
So, Andrea, do you want me to reach out to Terry and say we'd like to have a discussion on these two meetings? Can you, or do you want to invite him?
Yeah, if you want, since you were already in conversation with them. But
Okay.
if you prefer, I can also do it, or you can CC me in the email.
Okay, I'll send it to him right now and CC you. Just say we'd love to have you at the next meeting.
Because I think there is value, a lot of value in both groups. But if we don't have community, it's so yeah, it would be great if you could build community around those. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, thanks, Tracy. Anything else from anyone on SIGs or groups? All right, so the last bit, it's from Roxanne again. Reminder about CityCon CFP that will close in 4 days from now. So I believe it's on Sunday, the 16th. Anyways, CityCon will be co-located. Well, will be one of the tracks actually in the Open Source Summit North America in Denver this summer. It's a really good conference to be. So CityCon will spread through various days throughout the conference. So if you're interested in attending CityCon and the Open Source Summit, please do submit to the conference. And feel free to bring this message to the project you belong to, or the communities that you work in. All right. Any other things to discuss for today from anyone?
I just want to point out Sasha, who's on our call today. He was elected to the governing board as the open source rep. So he's a person who's going to try to get the the pulse of where open source projects are and what they're looking for. So I just want to point that out. That's one of the reasons why he's on this call.
Thanks, Jason. Yeah, I just thought it'd be good to join these and just listen in. And also like sharpen my whip, you know, so I can get them all in line.
Yep.
It's just joking.
Well, thanks, Sasha, for serving, you know, for yeah, being available to this
Thanks.
important role for the governing board. And I mean, I want to put you in the spot. Do you want to say a couple of words about yourself, or?
Yeah, sure. I don't mind. You can put me on the spot. I get put on the spot all the time at work, you know, with clients. You get dragged into things and then ask questions. Yeah, so I mean, I'm based in Cape Town, South Africa. I just changed jobs to a company called Nagaro, which is like 18,000 people plus strong consultancy. It's based. They got footprint all over the world, so good exposure. I've been on Atilius for a very long time, and well, and that was because I met Tracy, because I saw Tracy. I'll tell you how I saw Tracy at a conference, and I was like, damn, I have to try and meet this person. And then Tracy goes and says, you can just book a meeting in her calendar. I was like, really? No ways. So I booked a meeting, and I was like, I felt so dumb because I don't know anything, and Tracy knows way like tons. And Tracy was so nice. And that's it. I've been in Ortelius ever since. And then Ortelius and Tracy has always been encouraging me to get more, like, you know, hey, you should. She said to me this year, go for it, you know, run for the thing. So I said, okay, you think I can do this? She said, yeah, go for it. So I did it. So that's how I ended up here at the CDF.
And
Thank you, Tracy.
Sasha is one of Ortelius's gold legends, which it takes
Yes.
a couple of years to get to that level. You have to do so many you have to contribute so many commits, so many pull requests, so many, I think, issues count, as well as be able to do presentations and blogs. And Sasha has written a series of platform engineering blogs all around standing up your Raspberry Pi.
Yeah, exactly. I run Ortelius at home.
That's
On my
really
little
cool.
Pi cloud. Yeah, I run all kinds of things on it actually. So that when people try and tell me marketing speak, I tell them, no, it doesn't actually work like you just said. That actually works like this. Yeah. I run Jenkins, and I know Jenkins is a big part of CDF, so that's also important.
It is, yeah, yeah.
Nice to run the CDF tools locally, right? I think you get a better feel for them.
Absolutely.
And then I just have one question for you, Andrea, if you know anything. I understand that Sasha Labori stepped down from CloudBees, and I'm wondering if he's going to still be on our board. Do you know who the new board's going to be? The governing board?
Yes, I don't know who is going to be yet. Sorry, that's a great question for Michelle. And check that's it's
Okay, just curious if you heard anything. I've heard nothing.
I will go ask Michelle. Thanks for bringing it up. And yeah, thanks Sasha for the introduction, and thanks Tracy for bringing great people to the CDF all the time. And yeah, well, if there's nothing else, great seeing you go. Have a great rest of your day. Until next time, then.
I will
All
go and
right.
enjoy my glass of wine because it's evening here.
And Sasha, don't get too comfortable. Michelle is looking for stuff from you.
I know,
She
I
just-
know. I think I'm making her, I don't want to make her angry already, and then I'm on her blacklist. I'll get in trouble.
Yeah, I would go get your headshot to her and your title. Don't make it complicated.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Cool.
So then have your
Nice.
wine.
Yes, exactly.
It's
Cool.
almost time for wine for me as well. But yeah,
Yeah.
just a couple of hours more. But yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
All right. Good
Yeah.
to see everyone.
Cool.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.